are now listening to the Fantasy Standard podcast on Talkdown TV with P and Ryan.
Welcome to the Fantasy Standard podcast on Talkdown TV. This is P alongside Ryan. If you're watching, it means you're on YouTube, and we kindly ask that you drop a like and hit that subscribe button. If you're listening, that means you're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Audio Boom, and all other podcast platforms. For those of you there, we kindly ask that you hit that subscribe button and leave a review. Year 3. We're back.
That's goody.
What's up, Ryan? How you doing?
Good, man. Excited.
So last time you were on the pod, what week do you think that was?
What week in the season?
Yeah, last year.
Had to be, I don't remember.
It feels like a long time ago, right?
I was gonna guess, and I was like, I can't even guess.
Well, we have a new season. How many years of this is this? Obviously, we have our fantasy football league in Yahoo, the Lights Out League. How many years are we going on? 11, 12?
I think this is 11.
So, just to recap real quick, because we have a lot to get into. We decided we're going to because we already had our fantasy draft. We did have I don't know if we did the draft order. We uploaded it at all. But we got together at the farm, which is where we kind of get together to do everything. And we got the draft order. And that was June? Maybe earlier?
Before June.
Okay. So around
maybe
that
like
time.
The week or so before June.
Okay. So around that time we did that. We got the draft order, and it turned out that Pooty got the number 1 pick. Through that, it's kind of been a slow transition to get from off season back into the swing of things. But I think it's safe to say we had our draft. We're gonna get into it right now. We're gonna kind of recap it.
Some people wish they didn't have a draft.
We have a new owner that's joining us this year. So the problem here is that we already have a JC. So we're still feeling our way towards what is the nickname going to be. We're going to kind of let his identity come out on its own. But we have a new owner replacing someone from last year. The champ last year, obviously, it was now 4-time champ, HHM, who's also the commissioner. Thoughts?
Coincidence? I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No. And because when he had the last pick, it's like, nah, he just.
Although I have seen, what do you think about? Because our draft, we automated it. We used the website. I forgot what website it was that we used. But what do you think about? Because now I think if you go on Twitter, you'll see what other people are doing, or TikTok, what other people are doing to kind of dictate what the draft order is. Yeah. So what do you think about that? Should it be automated, or should we subject it to some sort of test?
I didn't say it to anybody. I think I mentioned it to you. Automated is cool. It kind of just takes the excitement out of it. I think based on standings, whether it's first to last or last to first, if you're first, you get the best spot. You get to pick where you want to pick from. I think that's, I wouldn't say fair, but you're rewarded for winning. So
yeah,
even if you don't win it all and you finish second, third, fourth, whatever, you're like, okay, I have the 4th most optimal spot for me. Where do I want to pick? Some people don't care where they pick at. They say where you pick doesn't matter. I don't think that's true, but it just gives you the option. Hey, I want to go last, or I want to go first, whatever the case is. So yeah, I think that's cool. I've seen the what was it, obstacle course type thing where they
that was
do
pretty
a
cool
speed trial.
Yeah,
I know if we did that, I'd be number 1. So
what
I don't think we should do that.
What did he do?
They did a flip cup into a football throw into a bag toss.
I don't know. We got people that have been athletic.
Yeah, but that 40-yard dash, everybody ain't running that. Some people's falling before.
Some people, some people are like, I know, I'm maintaining a good shape, so I might be able to do that.
I think despite everything else, that's the only thing I can really make time on. But
yeah,
I think that's what helps when you're one of the youngest owners in the league.
Yeah. No, that's true. I think Oh no, we did get a little younger with the new owner.
Yeah. I was
Um,
gonna say the youngest, but that title doesn't exist to me anymore.
yeah, so I guess that would be interesting. Like what kind of, because I saw somebody else, I think it was the Bat shooter. He sent us a link on Twitter, and it was that they were doing this thing like where these guys were just lining up and doing this circle drawing, like literally just doing something like that. And Ricky's idea was like whoever draws the most perfect circle, like, or whoever's closer, or
Oh God.
they'll get the first pick. I'm like, man, that's
That'll be just subject to somebody's opinion. They're gonna be arguing whose circle looks the best.
yeah. So, but still, I think the point stays like, would it make sense for us to make it interesting? Adding another element, because we had rule changes, and it used to be in the waiver that if you lost a week and you had the worst record, you would, that would be your reward. You would get the best waiver, right? As a result. Now that's kind of gone with, a rule change that was made where we're now an auction league.
Not auction, but
Fab, yeah. So so now us being a fab format for the waivers now, it's kind of like you don't have that reward anymore. Like it's not as much of an incentive to have it. Yeah, because I can have the budget and know how to manage it. And if you and I go for the same player and you're in last place, you just lost like 4 or 5 straight games. Like it comes down to how do you manage it.
And honestly, I mean, the people who are, and this is not for everybody, but the people who are in last place aren't making the greatest waiver claims anyway. So it's not like it was either making or breaking. I think it just gives other teams a chance to optimally build and have actual.
Yeah. Well, know how to manage that money. We did $100.
Yeah, I'm spending all of it week 1.
Yeah, but I was looking at the rosters. And before we get to the draft recap, I was looking at the rosters. And I'm like, not the rosters actually. I was in the player pool. Now the available people, and I said to myself, I wonder which of these people are gonna like. Don't you wish
you're trying to look into the future? I did that a couple of times. I think you got a couple of those people. I was trying to see, I was like, which guy can boom, man?
Well, you try to like envision like good fortune for a person.
Yeah, like does he have an avenue for success? And sometimes I don't know, man. It's tough. Injuries make a big difference. Multiple injuries make a big difference. So people getting traded. I don't know. The NFL's a little weird nowadays, but
yeah. So what I think we should do is we're gonna take it to the other side, and then on the other side we're going to get into a little bit about our draft recap from our Lights Out League. We'll go through what do you think, round by round? We can kind of highlight the impact, like we did last year. We kind of highlighted the ones that stood out to you, and then from there, maybe if you want to look at teams and see,
we'll go like a speed round of every team. I mean, we can say who we like, who we don't like. What maybe we can say what team scares you the most personally, and what team scares you the least. And I mean, we can keep it 100. Like, mean, there's no. It's not an attack. It's just the honest truth. That's our opinion. Obviously, everybody's entitled to theirs. You guys can make your own decisions too, whether you leave a comment below or whatever the case is. But I mean, I have one team. I already kind of thought about which one. And
I'll do it on the fly.
I'm kidding.
Yeah, that's the thing.
What team scares you? My team.
My team. Yeah, my team scares me. So I do want to add to that. Like, just like you said that, this is our critique for the draft, not for who you are as a manager or the moves that
of course
make, right? Like, this is not an indictment on the manager you are overall. We're just gonna be about the draft.
And these are opinions based on how I view fantasy, not how you view fantasy, because obviously you got these players, so you like them, man. Like, it is what it is. I'm just based on how I would format a team and how the players I like I'm gonna say based off of that, but it's not a personal attack or anything. I don't want anybody to catch any feelings because I don't like their players. Like,
it's all love.
There's players I do like that I wish I had on my team, but you can't have all the great players, so it is what it is.
You got anything else before we take it to
Nah, man, let's get to this. Bring those draft results up here. Let's make fun of some people.
Year 3. We'll see you on the other side.
Ladies and gentlemen, a brief moment to recap the Lights Out Fantasy Football League. Lights Out League, where you never know what Nelson will do next.
And with that was quick. I missed this. So again, what we're gonna do is we're gonna look at the Lights Out League draft. We're gonna kind of do an overview. I'm gonna share my screen. Then we're gonna get back to each team, kind of give our quick synopsis or whatever, and then we're gonna get into the NFL season, which is something I left out before we left. We're gonna actually do kind of matchup by matchup what we think, or what players maybe we're looking at, or what the narrative that we're looking at is. We figure we used to do this in 2 different shows, but we're just gonna these in one.
And it's week 1, man. You gotta be excited.
Yeah, let's get pumped. Maybe by week like 12, 13. If I'm out of the race, I got this shit on autopilot. Somebody else hosting. That's another thing. We're the slate of guys that are in the league. You can expect all, if not most of them, to join us at some point during the season. You'll probably see my co-host here. He probably won't join in some episodes. I think he's dope enough to allow his seat to go to someone else, which is pretty cool if you think about that. If anybody wants me off for a week, or if I want to take a week off, I might do that. But we're still going to keep this going. We're going to try to keep this consistent. So without further ado, I'm going to share my screen. We're going to look at round by round results. Lights Out League, 12-man. It is still standard scoring. And the funny thing about that, I think I told you around draft time, Ryan. Yahoo. Can you see my screen?
Yeah, it's a little small. I don't know if you could zoom in a little bit, but I have it all pulled up here for me too.
Okay.
I'm just for the viewers. I don't know if
you know why. It's because I got this massive screen, so it's like
if you zoom in, just so they can see it a little bit, better, they can follow along.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have a 3-round view like this. The first round, I think, if going right off the bat. If I'm looking at this, I think the most surprising one I remember, I was a little under the weather, so I didn't expect certain moves. And the first one off the bat, Austin Eckler, a great player. I think in a PPR format, like I mentioned, we're in a standard league still. We're not even half-point PPR, so we're kind of one of those older type formatted.
Yeah, dinosaur leagues.
Yeah. So for Eckler to go first, I was surprised.
Shocked. I was shocked. I said wow multiple times. I'm not gonna lie.
The consensus is either split between CMC if you're in a PPR league and Jonathan Taylor if you're in a standard league.
Honestly, I thought I had a feeling Putty wasn't gonna take Jonathan Taylor, man. I could tell he didn't fall in love with him. I know Putty does his research, man. He's not dumb. No RB1 has ever finished as an RB1 in consecutive seasons. I know he's done research. I was shocked that he didn't swing for the fences with CMC and he went a little safer with baby CMC, I guess you could say, with Eckler.
BMC.
Yeah, BMC or AMC. So now, but do I hate Austin Eckler? No. Do I think he's worthy of the first pick? I mean, that's not for me to care at this point, right? Because I didn't have the option, but I can see the excitement behind him. 20 touchdowns last year. Do I think that's realistic? Again, a repeat? Maybe not, but if he can get you 15 plus total, that's not a bad pick, man.
That's I think it's one of those things where I think league format is important. In a PPR league, I don't blink if he makes this move. I understand it. But in the standard league where you have Naheem Hines on that same team as Taylor, you're not gonna outcatch him. So but again, it doesn't look terrible having Eckler on your team, right? When you construct your team a certain way.
Yeah.
How about you? What other highlights would you?
So obviously Eckler going first was a shock, and then Jonathan Taylor falls in his lap.
Yeah, the ability to have the choice between CMC and Taylor.
Yeah. Then with Will, look, man, Will just has bad luck in fantasy recently. It feels like And I mean, Jonathan Taylor would fall in his lap and he doesn't even get to enjoy him somehow because something happens, right? Like, I don't want to wish anything on people because I have Naheem Hines, what I'm saying. But like that would happen, right? Like he would fall to 2 and then he can't even enjoy him. So I hope for the sake of the league and everybody being able to compete, like nobody does get hurt, especially people's first round picks. But I mean, Derrick Henry going 3rd, I was shocked, man. I was at 5, like, man, if CMC falls to me at 5, I'm doing a backflip. Like,
you know,
and it didn't happen, but
I had the guys over for my birthday, and I asked London. I asked them just loosely. I didn't expect any of them to be honest. I was just kind of see what their poker faces would tell me. And London, I remember he was very strong on Joe Mixon around the time. I would love to ask him again. And if you want to respond, London, either in our chat or in the comment section below, were you seriously considering Mixon at 4? Because now you have a choice between CMC and Mixon. And did you feel strongly enough about like CMC that you didn't even consider Mixon?
Yeah, I guarantee you, based on what you just said, if Henry or Mixon was there, I think he would have took Mixon over Henry. Yeah, I think CMC just has too much upside to pass at that point.
Yeah, I would love to.
What I'm thinking he was thinking. I mean, obviously, I can't think for the man. He has a voice. He can talk. He can drop a comment. But I mean, just to move it forward, I mean, the 4 running backs, I expected these to be the first 4 picks. I wasn't shocked that happened, especially in our league. Mm-hmm. For me at 5, man, I had every option. Yeah. I could have taken one of these top 3 receivers. And then besides those 3 guys, it was between Joe Mixon and Dalvin Cook for me. Mm-hmm. I did a bunch of mocks coming up to it, and I just didn't like how my team turned out when I forced myself to take a receiver with Cook or Mixon still on the board, especially since I had a longer wait on the way back to get a running back. And I mean, you know this league, man, running backs go off like the world's
something. I kind of want to insert a comment here, and this is to Yahoo.
Yes,
there are still teams that have standard formats. I think it's unfair for you to have us mock drafting against other players that are doing PPR format, because we cannot emulate what's going to happen in our draft when people are drafting for a different type of league.
Yep. I agree. I feel like there should be PPR rooms, non-PPR rooms, half PPR rooms, like super flex rooms. Like, I mean, it's 2022, man. Y'all get with the damn program.
and everything's hosted on Amazon Web Services anyway, probably. Yeah. So it's like, just buy more server space or something.
But just to talk on my pick, like I told you, it was between Mixon and Cook for me. Mm-hmm. And Cook obviously has way more upside as far as like home run hitting and stuff like that. But the injuries just bother me. Mm-hmm. A new offense, new coach, like who says it's gonna be the same old Cook? It might be more efficient, but Joe Mixon finished as the RB3 last year in our league standard with the worst offensive line in the world and with an offense who hadn't kicked up like they did. I mean, this team went all the way to the Super Bowl. So I'm like, man, if I can get at 5, if I can get a top 5 running back, I'll take that. Like in the first round, you don't want to take somebody that isn't consistent enough. So that was my play on that.
How serious were you on taking Josh Allen there?
I'm not gonna lie. For a while, I was gonna take Josh Allen number 5, and then I thought about it. I was like, nah, that's dumb.
But for everyone that's watching here, if you know, in your league, your quarterback probably isn't as like important as some of these skilled players that you know are gonna, especially running back, right? But in our league, it's 6-point passing touchdowns. So I always wonder, and if anyone wants to comment below, like, are you of the school that you have to wait for your quarterback because of kind of like the weighted value for a running back where you can get in this round versus like the same thing for a quarterback if you wait later, as opposed to you drafting somebody like a Josh Allen? I think his value, man, like you see the things he can do.
Nah, for sure. I mean, I almost took him in the second round, but I just couldn't justify. He was there for me. I just couldn't justify paying so much. As elite as he is. It just the holes that, like, it looks amazing. Like, yeah, I got Josh Allen, but then you're like, damn, I got Josh Allen and I paid a second round pick for him.
You paid for it mightily.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, you got a Bentley, but you paid for that Bentley. Like, it still costs man money. Like, so we could finish the end of the first round.
I've always said that if I didn't take Kamara at 10. I knew
That's what I thought. That's what I thought you were gonna take.
Yeah, the only scenario where I deviated from taking Kamara in the first round was if Jamar Chase fell to me. One of those 3 receivers where I had to kind of like switch and move on to plan B or C that I had in my strategy. So yeah, like I was taking Kamara, but when Jamar Chase fell to me, that was probably like the last of those receivers that I would take. And then at that point I had to like move to plan B, and I had Saquon in almost every one of my mocks too. But I was big on Javonte. Even with the timeshare, I just feel like a better quarterback. I was just gonna.
I was shocked that Keith took a receiver at 7. I 100% thought he was taking a running back, and for him to take Justin Jefferson first was a little shocking. Najee Harris going at 8 with that lingering issue with his foot, like I feel like that was a little rich. But I honestly, Aaron Jones going 11 was kind of shocking to me too. That was earlier than I thought, but not because I thought it was a reach. I just didn't expect him to go that soon.
Yeah.
And then Mike takes Kamara and Diggs back to back, and then some receivers come off the board, and you took Javonte like you were talking about.
Yeah. So, I just liked him more than it's personal preference. I feel like with the first 2 rounds, right? Like, who do you?
Yeah.
And I think that's another thing that needs to be highlighted in this fantasy shit is pick the people you want to root for. You know, you're gonna watch football on Sundays. Don't overthink it. Don't let like some other fantasy guru tell you or psych you out of picking somebody that you can genuinely root for. So if you like a player, pick a player. That's it. Especially in the beginning where it's less likely you're gonna miss if you pick somebody from like that bunch.
Yeah, to like finish the second round, Evans goes in the middle, then Chubb falls to that's super late. But again, with that offense, who knows what's gonna happen? In the second round, I had a chance to it was Kelsey, Fournette, and Allen, and they literally went 1, 2, 3. Those were the 3 guys I was looking at.
You weren't looking at Connor?
I wasn't looking at Connor. I didn't think Connor was going to go that early, honestly, because he was a lot lower. So I was hoping that nobody would see him and I can get him on the turn back at 3, but that didn't happen. Will was like, psych. But Fournette, I was looking at, and then that Bucks line scares me a little bit, so it kind of threw me off. And then I thought about Josh again for like 5 seconds, and I was like, nah, I can't, man. I just can't. Yeah. So I told myself I wanted a top tier tight end. I don't care what was going to cost me. And I'm glad I took Kelsey because, I mean, Mark Andrews I could have had in the second round. Do I regret maybe like, okay, take Josh Allen and have Andrews in the third? I probably could have done that, but it is what it is.
Yeah, what did you think about the draft being a minute 30 seconds to pick as opposed to 2 minutes? Didn't a minute 30 seconds feel like 10 seconds?
It felt fast, yeah, man. Those first 30 seconds came off like 5 seconds, and then I was like, oh, there's a minute left.
Yeah, like I was afraid to even like maneuver around to another screen because I thought I was gonna like miss it, but
I was having to queue people up.
Yeah, same. Notice Josh Allen went here, like you mentioned, and James Conner. So Debo and then CeeDee Lamb
came back, went back-to-back receivers Debo, after taking Eckler.
Yeah, so now he got his RB1 and his 2 wide receivers.
He got 3 wide receivers.
What do you mean?
Because Eckler is low-key a receiver.
Yeah. Yeah, big time. And then what else do you see here? I see
Zeke goes third, and Will goes with his 1999 build, taking 3 straight running backs.
Oh, taking 3 straight. Yeah. So why do you say that?
I don't know, man, because it's 2022, man. Like, if you look at Will's receivers, I don't know, man. His wide receiver 1 is DJ Moore. I know there's a lot of hype around him, but I would not love DJ Moore being my wide receiver 1 based on how I'm building. So
you're saying a more traditional build by today's standards is trying to stack 3 running backs? Like,
well, that's what it is in standard, but I mean, you can kind of see guys with receivers. I feel like Will has done that for the last couple of years. He just takes running backs. Except one. I mean, I think last year he took Calvin Ridley. Bad luck. Like I'm telling you, he just has like bad luck.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know. James Conner, I really loved. He took his ass from me, but
yeah. And Zeke.
But now,
are like, you know, so yeah, Zeke is a let's see what happens this year type of
Yeah, I mean they're still paying him, so
yeah. So there's definitely upside there. Then AJ Brown, you took Eli Mitchell.
I feel like I had to reach at that point because that's the running back I like the most based off who was available. I didn't want to have to end up with like another because I saw my wide receiver one almost be able to be available for me in the fourth. So I was like, man, let me take this running back here, and I pray to God nobody takes this receiver because at that point I think a lot of people at that point had taken receivers already. So I'm like, yeah, I might be able to get him back.
Yeah,
and it kind of happened. But yeah, AJ Dillon went. Lamar Jackson in the third. That was crazy.
Second quarterback to go, but when you think about him being, I think I mentioned it. I was like, if anybody's taking Lamar, it's gonna be a Ravens fan.
Yeah.
So that's why
contract year.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think Lamar's bad, but again, third round price.
Yeah. And then consider again when we look at his team, what he kind of sacrificed to do that.
Yeah.
So you got Kyle Pitts, the second tight end coming off the board.
Third after Andrews.
Oh, Andrews, right. So you got now the 3 tight ends.
That was expected.
Off the board. 2 quarterbacks off the board. The second quarterback is Lamar. And then T. Higgins goes, and then Chase Edmonds.
Yeah. Chase Edmonds, again, above ADP. But, I mean, I get it, man. A new offense. They paid him. It makes sense.
He went
it's just, again,
back to back.
For Chase, yeah, it's just the injury history. Like, this man's just a small running back.
Yeah. And
J.K. Dobbins, I mean, we already know what's happening.
Yeah.
He's not hurt, he says, but the man's not playing week 1 probably, so.
Yeah, it's going to take some time. And then Breece Hall went. Then
I feel like that's where the running back run went. Everybody who took a receiver in the rounds before was like, yeah, I need one right now.
Yeah. So this was the second straight running back I would take. But the reason I took him before like Montgomery and Jacobs is you got to bank on upside. I
like him. I like him more than both of those guys.
Like, and you even look at Cam Akers. And I just
let's not mention his name first.
I don't like that Achilles, man. Now Cam Akers might still have a great year, but he didn't have a good time coming back last year in the playoffs or anything like that. And he looked, he's just he needs to show at this point. So I didn't really like too much. I'd rather go with the young guy, even if he's gonna be on a losing team. Then you see, like you said, the running back run. You got Montgomery going off the board. And you got Jacobs coming off the board. Then you got another quarterback. And then this is where Cortland Sutton was.
Bro, when Cortland Sutton fell to me, I swear, I was screaming. I was screaming. I wanted Cortland Sutton so bad to the point where in some mocks that I was doing, I was taking him in the 3rd round. Yeah. Because I'm like, there's no way he falls to me in the 4th. I just didn't think it was realistic. I thought everybody was hype on him. Like, it's such a lot of hype around him with Russell Wilson being there. And I was like, man. And then it happened. Because for me, it was either Cortland or Mike. And they went back to back. Yeah. So I was like,
yeah. For me, it changed when I got Jamar. Because Cortland was
and DK, most of the time. DJ, Darren.
Most of the time, Cortland was the wide receiver I was taking first.
Who's that?
Cortland Sutton. For most of my builds, it would always be like I'd take running backs and then I'd get Cortland Sutton. But again, taking Jamar first, I had to.
Yeah. That's why I thought you were gonna take him, and then I was like, oh wait, no, he got Jamar, so he might not.
Jamar and Javonte, so from the same team, so it would have.
And that was another reason. Yeah, I was like, I know Pete likes Cortland, man.
Yeah, so I was off of him in this build, in this iteration, but that's where I think it was pretty much Mike Williams and Cortland Sutton. I didn't really like these other receivers.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of those guys. Keenan, like, see, Will came back and took DJ and Keenan. Like, I don't know, man. Those aren't. Like, I would have. I don't know, man. I mean, there's not a lot of receivers there at that point. I feel like this is where it's like weird.
Yeah, you got the guys that are like, they could be nice, but there's like a situation attached to it.
Yeah, I feel like Cortland and Mike Williams were the last like of that possible wide receiver one, where like a top 12 option.
Yeah. Then you got Patty.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't trying to take Patrick there, but I was shocked that he fell to the 5th. And I mean, having Kelsey, I was like, well, it don't hurt.
Yeah, and then
I wasn't trying to make that happen.
On my list, I had I think I put Herbert, Mahomes, then I put Kyler, and Burrow, just to stack it if I didn't get those guys. And I said, so when I saw Herbert go, then I saw Mahomes go. That's when I was like, all right, I gotta take Kyler. Kyler was the last guy on that, and Burrow. But then I figured, I like Kyler's legs, right? Like if I can get that, then I'll just do that. Daryl Henderson in the 6th round. There's a little foreshadowing on that one.
Yeah,
on that pick.
I like Gabe Davis in the 6th. That was a great pick right there.
Yeah, really good. That's probably the best
pick.
pick.
Good value in this round. I think 6th round might have been one of the best value rounds. You got Michael Thomas, you got Gabe Davis, Rashad Penny, a 6th round running back.
That's crazy.
Amon-Ra St. Brown. I'm not a big fan of Jalen Waddle. I just don't like those type of receivers.
Yeah.
Personally. But he's good, I guess. Gibson in the 6th round, like. Then again, this is like in the 7th round too, where a lot of receivers went. Moore, Cook, Schuster, Godwin. I felt like Godwin in the 7th was kind of nice. Marquise Brown in the 7th was nice.
Yeah. Marquise is big. That was a big pick there. Yeah, this is another one of those rounds where it's like I think there's some sneaky value.
You got some running backs coming off.
Yeah. Elijah Moore, man. I feel like if he wasn't on the Jets, he'd be at.
Yeah, I like him.
I like him, yeah. So
unlike the Jets. And I feel like they're better with Joe Flacco, so that might be better off for the first 4 weeks.
Yeah, might be nice.
Again, these are those like 2nd year, 3rd year receivers that like in that mid-8th round where it's like Lazard, Mooney, Bateman, Ayuk, Renfro, Smith, like they're all in their 2nd and 3rd year. Like some of them have shined a little bit, some are still waiting to prove. Yeah. And then running backs come off here, kind of back up guys like Carter, Cook, Robinson, Kenneth Walker.
Yeah.
Trey Lance in the 9th, that was a nice little value right there. If he had already had taken a quarterback, but he had took Tom Brady 2 rounds earlier, so.
Christian Kirk, I think, was another good one here. Sneaky.
Yeah, he might turn up.
Yeah, Cole Kmet, who knows? I know that's kind of been one of those names thrown out there that they're gonna have a big year. Zamir White from the Raiders in the 10th round. Then Stafford, you heard about the elbow. That's probably why he went in 10th. But still, if there's nothing wrong there, then
yeah,
some value there. You got wide receivers, then more running backs. At this point, you start seeing that in this standard leagues, normally running backs, like this is why it's especially important to reiterate my previous point where you should let us draft with standard league players because this is the type of stuff that happens.
Yeah, and like I feel like the rest of the draft it's just a bunch of like flyers, man. Like
like once you start seeing like, oh, so the kicker went, the defense went in the 10th round. Then you got kicker, and now you got, this is like handcuff and high upside quarterback territory. Rookie receiver. Yeah, it's pretty much now like you're just filling up the end of your bench.
Yeah, we can kind of go over the teams real quick if you want.
Yeah, I think we should.
Like maybe a couple of seconds, kind of.
Yeah. So let's go here. Let's go order from champ to the bottom.
Yeah, let's go.
There you go. So we got Russell Wilson, Stephon Diggs, Jerry Jeudy, Kamara, Edmonds, Kmet. Then you got Claypool, Gordon, Dobbins. What do you think about this team?
So I'm gonna go my favorite player, and my least favorite player, or my favorite position. So I love Diggs. I love Kamara. Chase Edmonds is a high upside guy. If he can stay healthy in that offense and that scheme, I mean, he's gonna go crazy. But again, he needs to stay healthy. Um, Cole Kmet has a lot of hype. I just don't know, man. The Bears freaking suck, man. Like, they just suck.
Yeah.
So you're praying at that point. And I mean, bench looks pretty solid. Got Melvin Gordon, J.K. Dobbins as running backs. Got some backup guys there. Chase Claypool as his third receiver. Oh, and he got D Hop. Okay, 6 weeks from now. I don't hate this team. I think it's a solid team.
Yeah.
Jerry Judy's nice, but I mean, well, Russ is gonna have to like somebody. He might like both of these guys, but
yeah. And you know him.
I love Russ though. I love Russ. I think Russ is gonna go crazy this year.
And he got a pretty nice stack.
Yeah.
Yes. And obviously, you know, he always does this where he has like a handcuff waiting to like dominate touches. Like Davis for week 1. So I like it. I like this team.
My favorite player on this team is Stephon Diggs.
My favorite is Kamara. That's no secret. And my favorite player on his bench is Zamir White.
Yeah.
Let's go to the next team. Let's go to No Struggles. You got Dak, DJ Moore, Keenan Allen. I'll tell you right off the bat, I don't like his receivers.
Me neither. I hate his receivers. I'm gonna keep it 100.
Yeah, and then you got Brandon Cooks on the bench, so it provides you a little bit of depth, but it's the same type of receiver.
Yeah, at that point, I wouldn't have drafted DJ Moore or Keenan Allen. I would have had Cooks in my starting lineup, and maybe I would have upgraded at tight end. I mean, he waited to take Dak. Dak is like, I don't know, man. I feel like since he got hurt, he's like a robot.
He was pretty good fantasy quarterback last year, though.
Yeah.
So, you know, considering where he got him, I think it's not terrible. He could do worse.
Yeah, I just feel like the coaching doesn't allow him to be great. I feel like he's like a Russell Wilson situation, but when he was in Seattle towards the back end.
Yeah. So you got, you know, this build that you mentioned.
Yeah, I like his. Obviously, his running backs are great. Like his tight end, it's not horrible, but I mean,
Fryer moved on the bench.
You praying you get 5 points from your tight end every week.
Yeah.
So I guess he's just punting that and hoping his running backs are so dominant, which isn't a bad idea.
Yeah, I really like his starting running backs, and with Zeke being on the flex, it's pretty nice.
Strong.
Yeah, and then he has Pollard if Pollard pops and something happens. Yeah. So
at his own handcuff.
Not a bad build. We're going to Dead Presidents next. It looks like.
Yeah.
London Dead Presidents. You got a C+. Burrow, AJ Brown, Mike Williams. I like Mike Williams a lot. I like Burrow. CMC at number 4 overall. Wow. His tight end is actually Kittle. This is probably one of the best teams, like starting lineups that were put together. If Kittle could stay healthy, because Isaiah Likely right now, that's just the concept.
Yeah, we need to see if Jalen Hurts can support our receiver, because he likes to run a lot. So,
and then maybe flex it's Ayuk. So, you hear a lot of things about Ayuk. So it could be or Juju,
Yeah,
it could be Juju. So we'll see. It's still waiting to see. We're waiting for week 1. What I like the most about his team is CMC falling to 4.
Yeah, it's a lot of value. My favorite players is CMC and Mike Williams. Everybody else is I don't hate, but I don't love.
Yeah, you got to keep your eye on.
I love CMC and Mike Williams.
Yeah, if I could highlight one person, then it would be Isaiah Likely. London historically has always had a good knack for finding tight ends.
Yeah, Likely there's a lot of hype around him. They're saying he's pretty much the third option in Baltimore. So it's likely he might succeed.
It's very likely.
We can go to TB12 next, because I have the list here, and so we don't skip anybody.
Okay, TB12.
Mm-hmm. Where do we start?
I don't know.
Favorite player, obviously Justin Jefferson. Like that's your
Yeah,
first.
Jefferson and Saquon. I think to me that's solid. And then you got AJ Dillon, which is really good. See, he's kind of pulled a poor man's Mike build in a way, right? Like where HHM kind of like used to do this, where they would go and what people would perceive to be a reach, but you take a guy that has a lot of value as opposed to just taking a de facto guy that's just gonna sit on your bench anyway. That was good. He punted on tight end.
Yeah, his tight ends. He got again. I mean, he's trying to catch lightning in a bottle. He got two guys who have a lot of high upside, but I mean, you got Irv Smith and Justin Jefferson.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, if you're expecting Kevin O'Connell to turn the Vikings into what the Rams offense is, I mean, let's get it real. Let's
Rams don't put the Rams in another tight ends.
The Vikings offense was already good.
Yeah, I mean, I hate his tight end position. His RB2 is kind of sketchy. I love Saquon and Jefferson, and I mean, Allen Robinson shit the bed, but I mean, I don't think that's gonna happen all the time. Yeah. I think he'll fix that.
And our Josh Jacobs stays numbered, because that also kind of like really affects this position. Although he got AJ Dillon, right? But it kind of, again, the running backs being important, like that's capital there, right? Like that's running back capital that you're. Yeah, but favorite players, I would, they're probably obvious ones, and then Justin Jefferson and
I like Trey Lance on his bench to see what happens with him, but
yeah, big time. Yeah,
you can go. You're next on the list according to the thing I got here, just so we can kind of make sure we run through everybody.
Yeah, I must have looked at my team like 3 or 4 times and been like, damn. It sucks. This is a weird team, or like I never.
It's a lot of upside, man. You swung for the fences. Once you started picking, once you took Jamar in the first round, I said, okay, this man is swinging for the fence, which you have to, bro. Like,
yeah,
you're either gonna be average or you're trying to swing for the fence. I think Jamar Chase is a swing. Thomas is a swing.
Yeah.
Javonte, if he gets 60-70% of those carries, it's a swing. ETN, who knows, right? Pierce, a lot of upside. So I feel like you got a lot of upside.
Yeah.
Otter is not like amazing, but he's not horrible. He's like a good tier.
Yeah, I think he was a top 5 tight end in fantasy last year.
So Kyler Murray, man, he can put up 40. Like,
yeah.
I feel like he was the last of the top tier running quarterback.
Yeah, and that's what I wanted, because I remember playing. There's certain quarterbacks when you play against them,
you're scared.
Yeah, you're like, fuck this dude.
You're like, damn, Kyler on a Monday night, fuck. And you're up 40 and you lose.
Yeah, like shit. Or when I remember the days of me trying to doubt a Kyler and saying, man, he ain't putting up no fucking 40, and then
or Lamar, you beat him. I know you remember that.
Yeah. So it's I was talking to HHM and Shooter, and I was like, the difference here is that I stuck to one rule, and the rule was like I tried to draft at a certain age a player. Yep. With the exception of like a Michael Thomas and Dallas Goedert, I think the rest.
Michael Thomas been out for like 2 years, so he's technically 2 years younger than he is right now.
Yeah. So we'll see. I think my favorite player is Javonte Williams, because of what I know he can do. To me, I see him as what like Taylor was last year, right?
Yeah, you have a lot of boom. You have a lot of boom at running back, so they just gotta keep booming. That's it. Business gotta be booming over there.
I don't got much depth, but if Pierce, Williams, and Etienne, like if 2 of those 3 do it, yeah. And if I can't pick Williams, then I think Pierce is my second favorite player, because low key, he's got a lot of miles. He doesn't have a lot of miles coming from college, which is something to monitor. So
it's excited to see your running backs.
Yeah, and then my draft report card, I think I was one of the C's that it didn't say like something about mayonnaise. It said with in-season moves, and
because you had the C+.
Yeah, then I could like reach for glory, and I was like, oh, okay.
Mine is next, yo. Just because we can keep this track of this. Runner up.
Yours is runner up.
again, like I said, I was trying to, I literally was trying to build the strongest starting lineup. I did not care about bench.
Mm-hmm.
And I did have a decent bench. It's not horrible, but I was like, man, my bench ain't starting right now. At least I can worry about my bench down the road. So I was trying to put together the strongest starting lineup, trying to build it almost like a DFS lineup.
I think when in fantasy when I'm facing someone, I'm one of those people that if like I'm facing an opponent that's front loaded, meaning like if there's one position that's like super strong and the rest are like weak, then I always have that confidence, right? And I feel like that confidence helps me like in the matchup. Like if you show that little inkling of like, damn, the team I'm facing, like it throws already like the whole thing
off. Right there at tight end.
But you know, you seeing like limited weaknesses in your lineup in terms of like it's pretty spread out, right? Like you have question marks just like we all do.
Yeah, of course.
Right? Like Gibson is those questions. They're all beyond week one. At least for week one, you know that Gibson is the guy.
He has a chance.
So, yeah. So and then he has a chance to keep that if he, you know,
flourishes,
if he balls out. And you know, it was just last week, I think, towards the end of the year where he was, you know, it felt like he was sitting at
top 10 running back or whatever the hell he finished at.
And then you got the Mixon and Mitchell. You know, Mitchell's question mark is only health. If he can stay healthy, then he's going to produce in that offense. So weaker position would probably wide receiver because there's just upside there.
Yeah. Bateman is my weakest point. I mean, the wide receiver one in that offense technically is the wide receiver two because Andrew,
Julio.
yeah. I got Godwin and Julio. I'm trying to take one of Brady's other receivers.
Yeah, you know that works. So
and then everybody else is a bunch of flyers at running back. Hopefully, one of these guys get hurt and I got to start a running back.
Yeah, I love the kicker draft. Obviously, I thought John, I thought you were gonna take Tucker, man. You waited. The funny thing about this shit is that the last few years, John was always the first person to take a kicker.
Yeah, and I didn't take mine till round 11. Round 9.
Yeah, and then I took Bass right after that because I knew at some point that run was coming.
Honestly, I wasn't planning on doing that, but I'm like, damn, this dude could kick 50-pluser, man. Not every kicker can do that.
And again, when you're starting to see the skills positions that are remaining, and you're like, I could either get like the 30th best running back, or I can get the best kicker.
Yeah. Like I just set it and forget it type of. All right, next is Suicide Squad. I think this is my second favorite team besides mine. Obviously, I think mine is my favorite team. but I don't like his receivers. Like I love everything. Honestly, I would have been straight.
Even his flex is dope.
His flex I like more than his other two receivers, which is crazy. Like I would have been content with Marquise as my wide receiver 2 and maybe gone another running back or like if I was building, this was almost a perfect build in my opinion. Yeah. I love Cook, Chubb, Andrews, Brown, Herbert. I love that.
Yeah. And then just to top it off, like he got Aaron Rodgers
on the bench. Yeah. And then he got some nice flyers like Robinson, Madison, Olave, Moss. Like Devontae Parker's dead to me, but and then Albert O, like who knows? Yeah,
we've been.
I don't know how people plenty of Devontae Parker, bro. I'm sorry.
Well, because of the genius, he's gonna turn it
dead. But yeah, I mean his receivers. I'm a Washington fan, man. I know Terry McLaurin very well.
Yeah.
I just feel like very boomer bust, and I guess maybe that's what he was trying to go to with a good solid floor at running back. But I feel like every receiver he has is boomer bust. And that's kind of scary. Those are all Tyler Lockett's.
Man,
you know how that works.
I don't think
30 or 0.
I don't think I would have ever seen Cook and Chubb on the same team like that. Like,
yeah,
that just goes to show you where we are. Like, the fact that Cook fell to him and then he can get Chubb.
Oh yeah, Chubb not catching passes and in a partial timeshare, right? A bit obviously, but
yeah.
It looks good.
And then Andrews could be the.
I love. I mean, when you have a strong tight end, that scares me.
Yeah, exactly.
Because then that means I don't have an advantage personally because I have Kelsey. So when somebody can kind of match my tight end, I'm like, okay, this person can kind of low key compete. But
facts. Yeah,
everywhere else.
And Albert O, there could be some big things coming.
Exactly. That's a good little flyer backup. I feel like he built a really good rounded team. Yeah. The bat is next. That's my favorite team that I didn't draft.
Yeah. So this is Shooter's team.
Shooter McGavin.
Jalen Hurts, Cooper Kupp.
I like this team too a lot.
Yeah. Sanders. So obviously flex is like you got David Montgomery and Singletary and Sanders. So for the flex, he's got some people.
Options, yeah.
Yeah. And,
Matchup based.
yeah.
Matt Ryan. That don't matter at that point.
He really don't. Yeah. I think that's just a placeholder.
I'm not a fan of Robert Woods. You know, I've never been a fan of Robert Woods, but he just does good. Like,
yeah.
Coming off an injury on a new team, we'll see, right? I don't think it'll be bad. I love Jalen Hurts. Obviously, Cooper Kupp is amazing.
He got those upside guys, Pickens and Nico Collins.
DeAndre Swift, I told you I would never touch for reasons I've seen that I just don't like DeAndre Swift. I think the talent is amazing, but just don't think he's good at football. But I mean, shit, he can hit a home run, and sometimes that's all you need. One carry for 60 yards and a touchdown. And who cares what he did with the other carries?
He's dynamic and he has an nose to the end zone. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, no, he can get there. It's just consistency.
Yeah, and Rashad Penny was one of the best running backs down the stretch last year.
Yeah, I love Penny. Penny was a guy I was looking to target in a lot of my drafts.
Yeah,
I love Penny. So my favorite player on this team, besides Cooper Kupp, which is his first round pick, like Penny, Pitts was somebody I was looking at if I didn't go. Andrews, that was the last. I was gonna have one of those 3 tight ends. I went into the draft like I'm taking one of these guys, and I think I mentioned it to you too. Like
he took Pitts from me. I was gonna take Pitts.
Then he got the Pickens hype on his bench, which I really like a lot. Nico Collins, I like a lot. He got a solid team, man.
Yeah.
His wide receiver too is where he needs to, right? Because I mean, his next available receiver is Pickens and Collins, so that's a little fall off.
Yeah.
But his running backs is nice,
and he got his handcuff for Swift, so he's pretty straight there.
The John is next.
Okay.
Quickly talk about this team.
All right, we're done. It's like nah.
I was shocked he took Javonte in that second round.
I had a feeling that him and HHM were gonna go 1-1.
Yeah.
Yeah. Aaron Jones was actually his first pick, right?
Yeah. That shocked me too a little bit. Not gonna lie. I like Aaron Jones though. I've been an Aaron Jones owner. I believe in Aaron.
Gabe Davis,
I love Gabe.
My favorite player.
I think John, and I don't want to say this out loud, but I think John might have one of the best receiving corps.
Yeah, T. Higgins.
To have Gabe Davis as your third, that's crazy.
Yeah, and then now you don't have to worry about 3 running backs. See, remember like the new age build.
Yeah,
you don't have to worry about 3 running backs. And Edward Telaire, if he pops, good. If he doesn't, whatever. Then
Damian Harris.
Same with Damian Harris. You just took the alley there. Yeah, I would say my favorite would be Gabe.
Yeah, I love his receivers.
And I like T. Higgins a lot.
His receivers could put up 45 plus, 50 plus by themselves.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Stafford is someone to monitor. I know you took Justin Fields just to kind of see.
He's gonna be trying to figure out QB all year.
Yeah, but Stafford is interesting to see how that plays out the rest of the year. Yeah.
God did is next.
Okay, God did number 1 pick. The only A grade in the draft.
Oh, he took his quarterback out.
Yeah, so he's had him out. So now his quarterbacks are Jameson Carr. His wide receivers are solid. I love Debo.
Yeah, I love 1-2.
Yeah, I love that. And then 1, 2, 3, like with Eckler, I love.
Yeah, no, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Akers, he's gonna have to figure something out going forward. But
Waller got paid, so.
Yeah.
Is he suddenly gonna be healthy?
I feel like he's like the boomer bust tight end, right? Like he can get you 15 plus, but then he might not get any targets because there's a lot of options in that.
Yeah,
Las Vegas now. So
yeah, tons of them. And Devontae's gonna command most of them.
Yeah, Stevenson is a nice, right? Like if one of those 2 running backs, Harris or Stevenson, gets hurt, the other one could pop. But New England, man, it's just weird.
Bill Belichick doesn't give a shit about fantasy football.
I love Elijah Moore. I feel like
and Smith.
Good spot. Smith, Khalil Herbert. I was looking at Khalil Herbert. He took him right before me. Other flower.
Yeah.
And then he got some nice little flyers back there.
Yeah. Buffalo's defense is gonna be fun.
Turned up.
Yeah. So Quarterback situation is going to be probably something that he's going to have to monitor. Monitor. But and then RB2 flex, like if this guy hits off, then it sets his team. Sets it up pretty good. Elijah Moore, remember, he's going to be pretty good this year.
I love Elijah Moore. El Tigre.
Yeah.
El Tigre. Nelson's team. Oh God, we saved the best two for last.
Yeah. Yeah. So Josh.
All right, next team.
Yeah, Josh.
and he got Josh and Derek, man. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's a nice 1-2 punch.
Yeah.
And
then he got Tua on the bench.
Yeah. Josh and Derek alone could score 8.
And then look at this: Kenny Golladay and Wan'Dale Robinson. When in doubt, just take 2 Giants and put them on your bench.
And you had to have a New England Patriot on this team. It wouldn't be.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah. I mean, I don't.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. It doesn't really matter how evenly distributed his team is, because this is one of those builds where your RB1 and your quarterback,
just an uppercut.
They're gonna have you in the game most
every week. You just swing into knock a dude's head off. When I play this team, I'm hoping Josh Allen doesn't put up 40 like he did, and Derrick Henry doesn't put up 30. If they put up 20 and 25 or 30, I'm like, all right, this is a decent week.
Yeah.
I have a chance. But they put up 25 plus and 30 plus. Oh man, good luck beating them.
Yeah, and Tyreek Hill.
And he got Tyreek just chilling. Imagine he goes for 20 plus.
And it's gonna happen one game at least.
Yeah, nah. He can put up 60 one week, and then the next week put up 130.
Yeah, the bench obviously is probably one of the.
You can just throw the whole bench in the trash.
Yeah, one of the weaker benches in the league. No disrespect. This is just, you got a good starting lineup. Daryl Henderson might end up being something.
Oh yeah, I like Daryl. I forget that's him.
That's so from a starting.
And Hunter Renfrow. I like Hunter Renfrow.
Yeah, I do too.
Everybody else,
starting squad perspective,
would be on the free agency, in my opinion.
Starting squad perspective, I think this dude is gonna be in a lot of games.
Yeah, I mean, shoot, 39 from Josh.
That's nuts, bro. And then we got
remember the Titans.
So this is the new guy, CJJC.
John 2.
He's a Ravens fan, so he's gonna have Lamar. Wide receivers are kind of like the same type of person, right? Like Evans and Pittman.
Yeah, I like that. I like those. Those are I was targeting both of those guys.
Yeah, me too. I was targeting Pittman, not Evans.
Yeah, exactly.
Evans in his damn hamstring.
Yeah.
Najee, and then Kareem Hunt, RB2. It's not so bad.
No, it's not bad with the receivers you got. I'm not a fan of Deontay Johnson. I've just never been a fan of receivers.
Yeah. And then Hawkinson is very boomer bust.
Yeah. I love Thielen. Thielen would have been suffers for me as far as a flex play or something like that. I wouldn't have even wasted a pick on Deontay, but that's just me.
I like Christian Kirk too.
And you got Christian Kirk, Tyler Lockett, Njoku I like, and his third running back is Austin Scott.
Yeah, so this is something I don't know if in this league, this is probably the least amount of running backs I've ever seen.
I hope I play him when he got Najee or Kareem Hunt on a bye. I hope.
They're both on a bye this.
Oh my God, who plays in week 9? Please let it be me. I know it's not gonna be me, but damn. Hold on, I got it right here. Hold on, I got you. Oh man, Wheel of Fortune. The Bat plays him. This man is projected 70 points that week. Oh man, damn. That's a free square. That's a free square.
All right, so that's pretty much that. If you let's look at the projected standings just from current projections from the draft. They got me finishing 6 and 8.
Hey, diablo.
But remember this means nothing.
Remember, this is bullet what is that? Bulletin board material.
Yeah, this doesn't really mean anything.
I'm not mad. I'll take 11 and 3.
Yeah, this if we do this every year and we look at the projections versus where it ends up, it's wrong all the time. Yeah. So we just gotta you see HHM finishing 1 and 13.
Maybe 2-12. So I'm kidding. Nah, I would never. Nah, there's no way.
Nah. Yeah,
I'd be shocked if he doesn't make the playoffs every year because that's all he does. So
let me share. Now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to the NFL game by game. We'll do it pretty quick.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead to it. So week 1, I have the Jets and Ravens here.
Joe Flacco revenge game. Like, there's mad revenge games.
So they got this at 44, the OU at 44, and then they got the Ravens at 6.5 point favorites.
Yeah, I think the Ravens are gonna destroy the Jets.
Yeah, go look up every season opener and what Lamar and the Ravens do to their opponents.
Oh yeah, they do be going off.
This is gonna be a massacre.
Let's go, Rashad Bateman.
And Dwayne Brown, who's the second offensive tackle that the Jets signed to replace their original left tackle, he was just placed on injured reserve. So
yeah, the last time the Jets played the Ravens was in 2019. You want to guess the score?
30 to 10.
42 to 21.
Yikes. Yeah.
So the Ravens put up 42 points.
There you go. So
good luck, New York.
We doing picks or no?
I mean, I'm taking the Ravens, man. I'm not even.
I'll take the Ravens.
I'll be shocked if Joe Flacco could do some magic, right? But I'm not putting my money on that.
Yeah, he could do a lot of things. The Baker Mayfield Bowl,
another revenge tour game.
I personally don't think. Look, I know the Browns are going to Carolina, and I know that Carolina's supposed to beat the Browns here. Jacoby Brissett. The Panthers defense is pretty good. I got a feeling the Browns are going to come in here and win because of what Baker Mayfield said in that preseason game.
Yeah, that, and I just think they're better coached, man.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes when it's this close, just coaching matters.
Yeah. So.
But, I mean, CMC could go nuclear, and, I mean,
yeah.
About that. The only way I see Carolina winning if they go up early, maybe like 17, and then it's hard for the Browns to catch up because they got Brisket as their quarterback, and their best part is the run game. So that's the only way I can see like Carolina, and then them like just edging them out because they didn't have enough time to come back.
Yeah.
So I can see. I mean, shoot. I mean, it's pretty much a pick 'em, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's a pick. Yeah. So.
Yeah,
I'm gonna take the Panthers just because I feel like they got a little bit more talent, and I do feel like Baker's gonna try to embarrass them.
Yo,
I just feel like I trust Baker more than I do Brissett, but I think the coaching.
I trust Brissett more. Call me crazy, but I trust Brissett more. and I like just like there's CMC on that side. The Browns have one of the best offensive lines in the game that can push around anyone.
If the Browns keep the ball away from I was gonna say the Panthers, but if they keep the ball away from CMC, then they should win. But
yeah, and the Browns defense is actually pretty good.
Something just tells me Carolina just wants it more.
I just think Baker shouldn't have been running his mouth. Yeah. That Myles Garrett he's gonna be looking for him. But that's a pick 'em, right? Like we'll see what happens there. The next game is in Indy and Houston.
Yeah.
You got this one at 45.5, and you got Indy favored by 7.
Division rival.
Yeah, division rivalry in Houston.
Indy has won the last 4 out of 5 games.
Davis Mills is super slept on. Shaquille Leonard, he is not playing in this game. He's been ruled out. So you got Matt Ryan, his era with Indy starting.
Everybody's like hyped about the Texans and stuff, like, oh, they can beat them. And I don't know, bro.
I got Indy winning this.
Last year, Indy beat Houston both times, 31-0 and 31-3.
Yeah, it's the run game. When you can establish and dominate in the run game.
Yeah, you got a better quarterback now with Matt Ryan, like a more like veteran type guy.
Yeah, he's gonna own that offense.
Indy should win, like, and not even be close.
I agree. Yeah.
Just gotta hope that Houston can score a little bit for your sake.
Yeah, well, for Pierce, like, but you know, I go into it hoping for the best, maybe the early touchdown, and they're up 7-0, right? They're up 7-0 because of those 15 scripted plays, and then they don't score the rest of the game.
Yep. That's what you
Yeah.
want.
The next one is Jacksonville
Washington
and the Commanders. Their their new name, the Commies.
We're favored, yay!
Yeah, so 3-point favorites, and 44 is the over under. It's got a lot of stories here because you got Carson Wentz. He was traded first game. You got Antonio Gibson fighting for his job. You got Dotson, the rookie.
What I'm looking for, I want to see what Dotson looks like. I want to see what Gibson looks like. I want to see what ATN looks like.
Yeah,
that's all I'm gonna be really looking
Trevor
at.
Lawrence, what are you gonna do year 2? Like, what is it gonna look like? Are you gonna show something else?
Let's see if this coach can put him in spots to succeed. He did it with Carson Wentz before, and he's playing against his old quarterback, so another revenge game.
And your former Pro Bowl guard Sheriff signed with Jacksonville, so you know, Jacksonville spent a lot of money. They got Ingram, they got Kirk. So I still doesn't change anything for me. I feel like Washington was in a lot of games last year with a worse quarterback. I'm gonna say Wentz is gonna have a better year this year.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put. I think I could see the Commanders taking this on a field goal.
Yeah, same. No bias.
Next game, we got New England and Miami. Historically, Miami's given the Patriots fits. But it's Tua with his retooled new coach. You know, you got Waddle, Tyreek Hill, and they got retooled.
Miami won the last 3 matchups. They're 4-1 in the last 5 matchups. So
you got the outside zones scheme, the running scheme now making its way to Miami with Edmonds and Mostert, and you know that whole.
But do you feel like Bill Belichick can come up with a game plan that like just confuse the hell out of Tua?
But again, the Dolphins just for some reason historically played them well.
Yeah, and then Tyreek. God, I keep forgetting Tyreek Hill's on that team.
Yeah, he's hard to game plan for. So, you know, it's hard to call this one, right? Because we're really going off of history, but this Miami team is really put together a lot different.
Like you start to stop Tyreek and Waddle goes off, and vice versa. Like, it's gonna be hard. I don't know how New England's gonna do it. If they do it, I'm gonna be very impressed.
I'm gonna say New England wins this only because like they're gonna be ready right away. Miami's installing a new system.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. It's a new coach.
It's in Miami though.
It's in Miami, right? So that might be the only thing. It's that isn't really gonna be football weather, right? I bet it's gonna be like 80 degrees or some shit. Yeah. So you know what? I'll give this one to Miami.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna take Miami too. It's just too many weapons, bro. I don't think you can stop them all. It's almost like when they play Ja. Like after a while, like talent is just better. Like we always say coaches make a difference, but when the talent is so overpowering, it doesn't really matter who the hell's coaching.
I just think game 1. I don't think in New England Miami's gonna take it though.
Yeah.
Later on in the season, we got another division game: New Orleans and Atlanta.
Yeah.
The story here is Dennis Allen taking over for Peyton. You got no Drew Brees. You got Jameis Winston now, but you do have Michael Thomas coming back, Olave, Kamara, Mark Ingram,
Landry.
Yeah, Landry. You got Honey Badger now is the safety over there, so that defense gotten even better, right? Like, and then you got Atlanta, who's super young. They got Ritter basically ready to take over, but for now it's Mariota. This game they got it at 43 and 5.5. They got New Orleans favored. No, they got Atlanta favored by 5.5 in this game.
No, they're getting plus.
They're getting +5. Okay, yeah. So, what do you think about this one?
I mean, New Orleans should win. They're a more powerful team. They have won 4 of the last 5 games against Atlanta did steal a game last year. They ended up winning by 2 points.
Terrell, that corner, man.
I like AJ Terrell. I like him, but damn, man, if Jameis doesn't do nothing stupid, the Saints should win.
I agree.
That defense is too damn good, man. They got Tyrann Mathieu, like you said. Like, yeah, it's crazy, bro. That defense is still elite.
Yeah, I'm gonna take New Orleans.
Yeah, I take New Orleans too.
Yeah, Philly and Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
Detroit, if you watch Hard Knocks, you're gonna pick Detroit, right? Like, because that dude Campbell, and the staff that he has, it's
man.
impressive.
All he says is man.
Yeah, man. I don't know if he's saying man or men.
Yes, man. You're saying man, and then the man. Like, shut the hell up.
He's very inspiring. I like him as a coach.
He's very inspiring, but they still the Lions.
Yeah.
Philly played them last year, beat them 44-6. Like, come on, bro.
Yes, they did. I remember that game.
They're gonna dismantle the Lions.
So the Philly defense retooled, Philly offense retooled. The offensive line is fully healthy. You got Hutchinson, the new guy, over there in Detroit. What is the Lions defense to do to kind of shed some of that same old Detroit? Right, like they got to show it, because the one thing about Detroit last year and why I love Campbell is last year they were in every single one of the games they played
except this game. It
felt like, right, like it felt like they were just a play away. Like, they still have Jared Goff there too, so who like I just don't understand how he's still a starting quarterback in the league. But yeah, obviously Philly's gonna win this. They're gonna look to establish the run. AJ Brown's they're gonna look to establish him early. Right. Yeah. Let's move on to the next one.
Another division game. This is gonna be another one to kind of show, because Big Ben's been in this matchup for so long, right? You're used to it. You got 44.5, and you got a Cincy favored by 7. This ain't your old Bengals though. Bengals are on the ass, bro.
Yeah, this is the Mitchell Trubisky Steelers.
Yeah, no. The Steelers were 0-2 last year versus the Bengals, and the Bengals outscored them 65-20.
Yeah. This team just started getting more and more vicious as the year went on last year.
And against division rival, the Bengals just keep scoring points, bro. They don't ever take the gas off. That's what I love about one of the other reasons I took Joe Mixon. Joe Mixon isn't falling on the 1 yard line. He's scoring that touchdown. Dalvin Cook is falling on the 1 yard line.
Yeah.
You can have that. Jamar Chase will be scoring with 10 seconds up on the clock. Like, they don't care, bro.
Cook got a nose for the end zone too, man.
Yeah.
I'd be like, damn, how the hell you get in there? Like,
bro, the Bengals do not play, and they're not content with making it to the Super Bowl last year. I'm telling you right now.
They're going to have to go through Buffalo. I don't want to hear none of that.
I'm not saying they're going to go to the Super Bowl again. I'm just saying they're going to be a playoff team again. They definitely taking that division.
Yeah, I could see that. That's the AFC North.
Yeah, the Ravens is the only one who can really compete with them, but
it's going to be tough because the Ravens
are getting old.
Lamar is healthy. That defense is really young.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of think that they would be the only competition, and obviously you can't count out Mike Tomlin.
Yeah,
we'll see, because if Pickett comes in and provides them like that little spark, and they got receivers, right? Like,
yeah, I would be starting Pickett week 1. I'm sorry, I personally would, but
I would too, man. He's too talented.
Yeah.
Did you see that Tomlin gave the team black Air Forces?
Yeah, Black Force Energy. That was pretty funny.
That is wild.
They're about to get stomped out. You don't think Cincy saw that? If I was Cincy, I would have white forces all on as I'm getting to the game.
Yeah, I got Cincy on that. This one is at
breaking news. Michael Thomas is playing.
Oh, shocker. They got this game at 40.5. Wow. And they got the Niners favored by 6.5. This should be an absolute blowout.
Yeah, for some reason, the Niners always let points get scored at the end of the games. So I think it'll look closer than it is, but the Niners should be up by at least 21 points at some point in this game.
What we're looking at here is which of these two second-year quarterbacks is ready to take that next step? Who has more of a command of the offense? What are the Bears looking like with being removed from that like Matt Nagy, that energy, that juju he
Matt
had?
Nagy energy.
Yeah. So there's a lot to like look at. You love the young quarterbacks, the matchup, like you see, but obviously the Niners are the more talented roster, so you got to go with the Niners.
Yeah, I'm taking the Niners. I'm not even thinking about this.
Yep.
Go Elijah Mitchell.
The Vikings and Packers. So
now we're getting to the 4:00 games.
Yeah, so it's what's his name? Aaron Rodgers, who no longer looks like Nicolas Cage in that movie.
You saw that? He cut his hair, looking a little sharp. He looked like
Cameron Poe is the name.
Yeah.
So he's going with what they're calling a wide receiver by committee. They have called it wide receiver by committee due to them not having Lazard. And it's going to be pretty much, the two rookies and Sammy Watkins and Randall Cobb against the Vikings, who now have Kevin O'Connell, who's installing a variation of Sean McVay's offense. So
you saw that worked week 1.
What is that going to look like, right? Like what? Because the Vikings offense, I felt like was already.
I don't care what offense you're running. You're playing against Aaron Rodgers, man.
Yeah. And that Packers defense is pretty tough. It's a division game.
They got better.
It's a division game of Vikings at home.
Minnesota won by 3 in Minnesota last year.
Yep.
Barely squeaking that out, but when they played in Green Bay, they lost by 27 points.
Yeah, so this is a pick 'em. I'm gonna take the Vikings on this one.
Yeah, I'm taking Green Bay. I'm just taking the better quarterback.
Yeah.
When it's a pick 'em, I just take the better quarterback. It could go either way, but I just
division game. The first game. If there's a game for Aaron Rodgers to lose, it'd be this one.
Yeah, he tends to lose those first games, but I just
or he'll go 10-0. Right? It feels like Aaron Rodgers is only like one of those two. We're gonna go to a big game. This is
my favorite game of the week, man.
Yeah, this is something,
and not because I have 2 players in this game.
Yeah, this one's fun.
This is probably the most exciting game I want to watch.
And then we have it at 53.5, which is one of the highest, if not the highest. Yeah, it is. And they got the Chiefs at 6.5 favorites. Like, you got Kyler, who also, when we talk about weapons, he's obviously not playing with Hopkins. You got Rondale Moore, who just got hurt and it's gotten worse. And he's down to AJ Green and Hollywood Brown, which is still really good weapons. Zach Ertz is hurt too. So it just means more Kyler. Let him run, let him do his thing. For my sake, yes. I just think that the Chiefs are going to kind of like try to. They're doing a wide receiver by committee too. So I kind of see the Chiefs, establishing Kelsey early. Just sheer dominance. There's no Tyreek Hill. Who gives a shit? We're going to be good anyway. So Andy Reid, the troll Andy Reid, is going to be out in full bore tomorrow.
He gonna make it look good somehow.
Yeah, so
I feel like Kansas City's too strong, man. I think I'd take KC.
Yeah.
Kyler just not gonna have enough. They don't have Chandler Jones no more. JJ Watt is hurt. Defenses. They don't have. I just feel like they don't have a lot of options.
They're gonna make it a game.
Yeah, no, it'll be close. I want it to be a shootout.
But it's gonna be a shootout favoring the Chiefs.
Yeah, the Chiefs will be up 2 scores.
Here's another, not another, but here's an AFC West matchup. That's gonna kind of be, you got new faces on defense, new faces on offense, except for like the Chargers. You got Herbert, who's potentially an MVP candidate or MVP
It's
winner.
gonna be a good game too. Damn, there's a lot of good 4:00 games.
Yeah. So you got Javonte, you got Herbert and that talented offensive receiving core, and including Eckler. This one's the Chargers at home. The line on this is
3.5
52, and then 3.5 for the Chargers. I'm gonna see division game. I'm gonna give this one to the Raiders.
I can see the Raiders squeaking it out, but I just think new coach. It's just a lot going against them. To if they can put it all together week 1, I'll be impressed again. Like like what I said with the other team. But I feel like the Chargers are more prepared. They've been here.
Yeah.
I just feel like Josh McDaniels is not a good head coach. Which is my personal opinion.
He took Tebow to the playoffs. You got to give him credit for that.
Oh yeah.
But he's the one that picked Tebow.
Or Tebow took him to the playoffs. I don't know.
I don't see it that way.
But yeah, no, man. I mean, we'll see. They're both talented teams. It's hard to pick, man. It's a
3.5. So, but it's kind of a pick 'em in a way, right? Like,
yeah, it's a toss up, bro. Yeah. The only reason they're favored is because they're home. That's it.
Now, if you're Justin Herbert, you come out 1-0. Now we believe you.
Yeah, you got to win these division games. That's all they talked about last year. I had Justin Herbert. I followed it. I followed that team a lot. They talk about winning division games. It's very important to that team.
Yeah. And then you got like Khalil Mack now over there with Bosa. So
JC Jackson, but he's hurt. He's not playing week 1.
Jackson's hurt, but they still have James and who's the young guy they drafted last year? Not Samuel. Samuel's in Denver.
The corner.
You know.
I know who you're talking about. I just can't remember his name.
Yeah,
not certain.
It is Samuel.
Oh, Samuel. Yeah.
Certain is in Denver. Okay, yeah. They got him.
Yeah, Sante Samuel Jr.
Yeah.
Damn.
He got some talent there.
I can't pick against it.
I like that. Yeah.
All right. Next game.
We'll go to the next one. This is
nobody in the Giants. They all suck.
Brian Dable.
Derrick Henry should run for 200 yards.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm telling you, Nelson's team is gonna put up 50 points. Or you might get 80 points from 2 people.
Yo, is Tannehill looking his shoulder this year? Over his shoulder?
He better, because I mean, the homie was running all over the preseason. So we'll see.
Scary, man. 44, and they got Tennessee favored by 5.5. Tennessee's home.
Yeah, I'll take Tennessee, man. Not even spending
Same. And then we got the Sunday night game, which is Tampa and Dallas. Man,
it's hilarious because they played week 1 last year.
Yo, you got Tom Brady with all of those backup linemen. Didn't play the preseason, and you got to face Dallas's defense with Parsons and
without a line,
Lawrence. Yo,
it's gonna be tough for Brady. He might be on his back a lot.
Yeah,
they only won by 2 points last year. Remember, they won with a field goal at the end of the game.
I know a lot of people are like, "Yo, I don't like doubting Brady," but I'm gonna give the Cowboys a win on this one.
Yeah, I can see Dallas coming out as long as they can keep holding the ball. You just can't give Brady chances because Brady's elite, bro.
Yeah.
You can't give him chances, and you gotta try to get the ball away from him. Fumbles, turnovers, you gotta make him shuck, and you know that with the pass rush that happens a lot to Brady. So,
yeah, 50.5, and then you got 2.5 for the Buccaneers.
Yeah, it's a toss up. I feel like it's hard to pick this game
in Dallas. I'm only gonna give the edge to Dallas in Dallas because it's prime time. The reason why I'm gonna pick the Bucks is because it is prime time, and Tom Brady lives for those, bro.
You think he came out of retirement to lose week 1? Hell no.
Yeah. Like if this would have been a 4:00 game in Dallas, I give this to Dallas.
Yeah,
but he's not doing that in national TV. Then we have the last one, which is Denver. Now you have Russ going back to Seattle. Back to his old haunts.
Revenge.
Yeah,
you're looking for revenge.
He got his new contract. Bronco Country. Let's ride.
Right.
Bronco Country.
Let's ride. Cortland Sutton.
Let's ride. Javonte Williams.
Let's ride.
So, a lot of things to look at. Penny, like, how is he going to look on the Seahawks side? Geno Smith to DK, is that connection still there? What does the offense look like? Russ is obviously on the other sideline, and then now on the Broncos side what is the identity? Right? Like, are you going to let Russ cook, and what does that look like?
Mm-hmm.
But I got to blow out. I know it's hard to win in Seattle. First game of the year, like home opener.
And if the Broncos lose this game, they should be ashamed.
No, I don't think so. Better talent all around. Like you got.
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I agree. I'm just saying if they lose, they should be ashamed. Man.
Yeah, no, I'm giving you my synopsis.
Yeah.
Better
they
defense. Better defense. That defense is one of the best in the league.
100%.
I don't see a path Seattle to win.
Yeah. Pretty much it, right?
And that's it. We got through all of them. I mean, we could recap the other one, but we could wait for reaction.
All the games are done.
Yeah. But that's pretty much it. We got through all of them. That was a little bit of a preview. Excited. You got any notes before we go?
Nah, man. Just ready to see some football. It might be overwhelming because there's so many games at the same time. I'm not gonna know how to act.
Yes. We were talking and we were like, because sometimes it gets overwhelming when you're watching a red zone and you're like watching one team.
Yeah. So for the 1 o'clock, what game are you looking to watch? That Pittsburgh Cincinnati game.
Yeah, I think that would be. I think I got more of like rooting interest from fantasy perspective in that one.
Indy. You want to see Pierce, I'm sure.
As a football fan, as a Buffalo Bills fan, I got the Baltimore and the Jets. I want to see. Obviously, I want all of my division opponents to lose. And then you got the Patriots and Dolphins. Like, I'm curious to see what the Dolphins are gonna look like, and I'm curious to see what the Patriots are gonna look like. So this is kind of like a good starting point. But aside from that, it'll be the Pittsburgh and Cincy game.
Yeah, that should be nice.
Yeah, and then the KC Arizona game, definitely highlighted that one because interesting to see what that's gonna be like. And then the Vegas and the Chargers.
Yeah, those are gonna be fun games.
Yeah.
Good matchups.
It's exciting. Yeah, I'm excited. We'll see what happens in our Lights Out League. Thank you for joining us. Make sure you subscribe and all that good stuff. And we shall be here next week, right?
Yeah, peace out.
To recap all the action. See you.
Deuces.
Peace. Oh, and that's the fantasy standard.